Mr. Courtney Farrior. And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, representing the state of Arizona, Mr. Lupe Suazo. This will be 3-minute rounds. Three-minute rounds.
You're trying to get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah, we get kind of in a bind in this sucker. We got this turned on here.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure do.
The official for seat 5.
What boxing match is this? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Number 5.
6, 7, 8, 9. Boxing match number 9, seat number 5. This is Anaya.
This is Anaya from New Mexico, please, seat number 5.
We got one behind you. Do it.
Somebody, anybody, if you want to, go ahead. What's this?
I've already announced that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Let me rotate my seat, please.
No. All right, here we go with round 1 with Courtney Farrior from Utah and Lupe Suazo at 139 pounds.
Lupe comes out of Tucson, Arizona, and Lupe put on one of the most dramatic boxing matches in the state that I'd ever seen, because the boxer that he was boxing was a young gentleman by the name of Rentiero, which we felt was the dark horse of that particular tournament, and felt that he probably would make it all the way into the trials for the Olympics. But Lupe, of course, naturally has had many, many bouts, and he just showed the class. He's a 20-year-old, again out of Tucson. He fought a 16-year-old, and I think it just did some damage to him, even though the fight went the distance.
Now, how does it happen that 20? Well, I guess being the open class like that, the 20-year-old versus the 16-year-old, that's allowable.
That's right, right. Because see, they're right in that transition of where they're going into the open.
Yeah. Now it looks like Courtney is holding his own here. He's throwing a couple of good rights. And back Lupe off of it. Lupe looks like he can pick his shots. He's, like you say, he's got a lot of experience. And comes in, throws a punch, scores, steps back out. Of course, Courtney just did the same thing.
Yeah,
Seems to be a well-schooled young boxer.
You know, that color that Lupe has on at the present time, even though it seems to be kind of dark, there is a black belt line that differentiates between the top and the bottom.
Yeah, that too.
But when the light hits it, you can't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
You know, he gets in at a certain angle. Hey, Lupe also has a brother that turned pro too. That was a fantastic boxer too.
Okay, I thought I'd recognize the name, but I know I don't.
He used to box out of the Kronk West down in Tucson when Kronk West Emmanuel Stewart had that down there.
We were down there and went down to Tucson several years ago and stopped by Kronk West when they were still in operation there.
Yeah. Well, yours truly used to do all the photography work and setting up the training camps and everything for him at one time. So I've been working with him since 1977 until here just recently. Not too much going on the West Coast.
Oh, nice.
Nice spin move.
Lupe, yeah, Lupe just threw a nice looping right that caught Courtney. Courtney ducked down to get away from it. He got caught by it. That's definitely one of the dangers of ducking low. You duck low side to side outside of the boxing range. It really doesn't mean much. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
You get in that, and that's the end of round 1.
And some of those were last round.
Now, and here we go in round 2, the 139-pound open final. And Lupe Suazo and Courtney Farrior from Utah. Lupe has a lot of experience, has boxed on national level, but Courtney seems to be holding his own. I don't know a thing about his background. Seems to just And quite a good move by by Ray here. As Courtney Farrior came right out of the ring and landed right on the water jugs over here.
Dry off myself and the
Ray has to dry himself the scorecards and everything else off around here now. I caught myself giving an automatic response on that one when he fell. I said stop. I didn't even have to think about it. I just did it. And what happened there on that exchange was that they were both throwing so many punches, and Lupe was standing in one place. He just stepped to the side, and Courtney just kept on going. Whoops, there he comes again, I thought.
I'd like to see, did you see that move that I made that time?
That was a nice catch. I was just thinking it's an automatic maneuver to reach up to try to prevent a boxer from hurting himself as he comes out of the ring. But should that be a super heavyweight, you put your hand up, you might just end up with a broken arm or hand.
Yeah.
So sometimes automatic reactions aren't all that good.
I'd like to see, see that move that I made with this, so I was playing the Pope, If you can't have fun, don't do it at all. Okay, thanks, guys.
Sounds like our referee's starting to lose his voice up there. He's been done an awful lot of bouts, and he's having a little problem here. Courtney seems to be ducking his head down going in, and when he does that, Lupe grabs a hold of him, and they end up wrestling a little bit.
Well, in your opinion right now, how does it stack up? This is what, the second round right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the second round.
You want the what?
Yeah, this is
second round right now, isn't it?
Yeah, judging by what I've had time to be able to, yeah, that's the end of round 2.
All right, I know. I knew it.
Seconds out.
I tried to.
And here we go with round 3 with Lupe Suazo and Courtney Farrior.
You guys find a Game Boy tape? Scarface? Tape? Yeah, I got a tape. You guys find one? I found one. It's called Scarface?
No.
What's it called?
What, you mean the name of it?
Yeah.
What color's the box?
Oh,
VHS.
okay.
No. Okay.
Okay, a little action going on behind us there, sort of taking our attention away from things. As Ray had asked me at the end of the last round what I felt how the bout was going here, I get the feeling that Lupe Suazo is probably a little bit ahead in this, and that he's landing more bouts and landing. Yeah, I'm doing good now. Landing more scoring blows, and Courtney Farrior is having a little bit of problem there, getting a little awkward. So I think that Lupe is probably a little more accurate. Other than that, it's pretty even.
Yeah, Courtney's swinging from way back in right field on his right hand. He's throwing those big looping hands, and Lupe is just getting away from those. I mean,
he's pretty accurate. He's right on the money, and a little holding going on there from Courtney.
Yeah.
But he seems more right on the money, cleaner shots. Ray, I think our minds must be starting to slip after about 30 hours of boxing, starting to mess up on words.
Yeah, we do.
Here.
We start going way out there in no man's land. It's not really the twilight zone. It's the wordless zone.
You think you're saying the right thing, and then all of a sudden you realize that you're doing tongue twisters and blah. So,
And words start coming
nice left by
hard
Lupe.
to come by, too, I tell you.
Yeah, I was getting pretty tired after having refereed about 15 or 20 bouts and judged probably 30 or so.
Right.
And you've had all of the excitement you've had with being the chief of officials here and all the attendant problems that go on.
Well, my day started this morning at about 8:30, and we're still going, and I'm talking about 8:30 a.m., and we're now going on 9:30 p.m., and we still will be around for about another hour and a half.
It's amazing how this is a volunteer organization. Everybody expects us to act like professionals.
Yeah. Right. Well, we do act like professionals, but we don't get the pay that those professionals should get.
Really, I think I put more care and energy into this operation than I do into my job.
Yeah.
And that's the end of round 3.
And our winner and champion in the 139-pound division open weight class on a 5-0 decision, boxing out of the blue corner, Mr. Lupe Suazo, representing Arizona.